And so when you hear people saying, I'm a morning person or I'm a night owl, that relates to something called your chronotype. Based on a natural inclination to sleep at a certain time, scientists can bucket us into something called chronotypes. For example, someone who naturally gets up early and finds the morning to be the most productive hours of the day probably has a morning chronotype. And there's a questionnaire in the book and on Russell's website, we'll link that down below, where you can answer a few questions and it'll help you figure out what your own chronotype is. But once you figure this out, then you might want to try as best as you can to organize your activities around kind of fitting around your chronotype. For example, if you're more of a morning person, you might find that it's better to put your creative or your kind of highest focus related activities in the morning. Whereas if you're a night owl, that's totally fine. If you can control your schedule, it's generally worth trying to tweak things around so that you're doing focused stuff at night, for example. I've